So you're telling me it's possible to own a property that can feed 3 families worth of people by literally getting into the deal with no money?
Yes. It was illicit property. Yeah, I called the agent on the deal. I said, I want to do the deal.
So you're like, hey, I have an RV. I'm looking for a spot. And you started asking them questions about this while it was listed.
Right.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm here with Nick, and this is Jim. What's gonna be special in this YouTube video is I'm gonna take the seat of somebody that looks at Nick and says, Nick, how could I own something like this? If I did own something like this, how much money could I make? I wanted to learn, how can I operate and retire on a property like this? Are you currently making enough money that you don't have to have another job?
Yeah, I don't have another job.
Could somebody on just this one property, like a normal family, could they live on what you make on this property right now?
3 families could live.
And so today we're gonna go through the park. Nick's gonna give me a tour, and I'm gonna hear the story of how he found the property, how they started with a lot of empty land that they improved and they built out, and how he met Jim and where Jim came from, Nick doing the work. So let's get into the video. It doesn't seem like much, right? Because people that are not in the RV park world, they come in here. I didn't even know how to find your park. You guys had to come out and like bring your golf cart to come find me.
Right.
So I think it's very unassuming that a property like this could support 3 families worth of income. What is this property? How many acres do you have? How did you find the deal? And how many units did you start out with?
So whenever I first got into it, I used to own convenience stores. Okay. I did that from the time I was 13 to 2 years ago.
Okay.
I decided to sell it because I was tired of the BS of the employees not being able to make it on time or show up, and I'd have to come in and cook biscuits. I was just tired of doing it. I grew up doing it. So I said, what can I do in real estate that would allow me something that I don't have to have a huge amount of knowledge in? When I got my real estate license, I thought about mobile home parks first, but then I started to think, if I had a mobile home park, I really would like just own the pads, because they come up and they pull in with their mobile home, and then, you know, there's not much I have to do as far as, I don't have to change out flooring, I don't have to change.
And you could own hundreds of pads with very few employees.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought about RV parks. I just was looking for months.
Okay.
So I thought about an RV park. They come in with their own trailer, their own RV. They hook up. I just got to supply the gravel, the land.
Okay, so like this gravel
sewer,
you guys brought in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we brought in. So
what about the blacktop? You guys bring this in?
That was already there, but eventually we'll have to repave it and you know, dress it up.
So you decided this was a better opportunity for you rather than convenience stores.
Yeah.
And so when you made that determination, what was your first step getting into this business?
So I found this property, and what I did was on Louisiana commercial database, lacdb.com.
So it was a listed property?
It was a listed property.
Okay, so
I had my real estate license.
Okay, got it. So it's a listed property. You called the agent on the deal? Yeah,
I called the agent on the deal. Matter of fact, the same agent that Josh Wilson used.
Oh, great. Same agent that Josh was using, was listed on this property.
Yeah, he was listed on this property. I reached out to him. He followed up with me, and I said, I want to do the deal. So I had.
Why? Why did you? What did you like about the deal?
Because I looked at it. I came out here. I went to a neighboring park. Me and my wife came dressed up. We looking pretty, you know, and came out and we spoke to the lady and said, hey, we might want to. I didn't even own an RV at the time. Sorry, I lied, but we lied to the person, said, hey, we have an RV we want to bring in here. And
so
I was scouting it.
This is great. So you see the property listed and you decide, I want to do some reconnaissance.
Right.
Because I'm a freaking Marine.
I'm a Marine.
I'm going to come in here and I'm going to start crawling around and I'm going to act like you're a spy, basically.
Yeah.
So you're like, hey, I have an RV. I'm looking for a spot. And you started asking them questions about this while it was listed.
Right.
Guys, okay? Do the work. You know what I'm saying? Do the work. This dude is a Marine. Nobody had to tell him to go do the work. Did somebody tell you, hey, Nick, go in and act like you're a spy? Or did you just figure that out on your own?
Most people would tell me not to do that.
Oh, I think that's so smart.
And they would tell me, you know, why are you doing this? You don't know anything about RV parks. You don't know anything about commercial real estate. But I just did my work, and I listened to over 300 podcasts, Bigger Pockets. I read books. I learned on my own. The information is out there. You just got to retrieve it.
Right. And then you got to go put some work in. Do the work.
Faith without works is dead, right?
That's right. Faith without works is dead. Look that up. I think that's a Bible reference. Okay, guys, go check that out. So faith without works is dead. All right. So you come out here, you do some reconnaissance because you're a military man. And what did you see?
So
what did you like?
So the neighboring property was 100% full. Okay, they said they can put us on a backlog, and we might be able to get in a couple months.
Oh wow, that's
and then
great.
when I saw this property, they weren't full, and excuse my language, but it was a show. Okay.
Okay, so I love this. So check this out. This is what I'm hearing as somebody that's also in real estate. Is I'm hearing that there's a lot of demand next door, and they're operating really, really well. And you look at this property, which is where we're standing, and it's not being ran properly. And you're saying, dude, there's an opportunity here. If there's this much demand and they're a couple months out, if I buy this property and get the put together, I can have overflow demand just coming into here.
So it's not only that. So just like if you're buying a single family, you want to buy the worst house on the block in a great neighborhood, a great area. And this is a great area. It had low crime, and it was close proximity to New Orleans, and a lot of work is going on here.
Okay, so what was your purchase price?
1.3.
1.3. How did you finance that?
Got a conventional financing from the bank. I had to put 15% down.
Okay, so 15% down. You had a couple $100,000. Okay, cool. So you got creative essentially with your down payment. Yeah. Super smart. Okay, so what I'm hearing is that you went and got an 85% loan for the 1.3 million. Mm-hmm. The 15% you had to bring to the table, you got creative with that down payment as well. So you didn't have to just come out with another couple $100,000.
Exactly.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
So you're telling me it's possible to own a property that can feed 3 families worth of people by literally getting into the deal with no money?
Yes.
I don't even know what to tell people that are just chilling, sitting on their ass, not putting in the work.